Hello and welcome to another episode of the Electric Innovation. I'm Mats. This time I'm in a very green Opel Mocca E. It doesn't come with a live subscription. It's coffee, sadly. And strangely, my big coffee cup doesn't fit in the cup holder because yeah, it just doesn't, sadly. It's a very slightly tight cabin, actually. I don't know if I'm too big for it or if the car is too small, but it's as it is. It's not as bad as the X-Pack, it just feels a little bit cramped in there. It really shouldn't, because the seats are good and there's plenty of space up front, but not that much space in the back. First impressions are, it's a decent car to drive. If you put it in sports, it's ever so slightly peppy as well. In normal mode, it's a little bit slow, I guess is the right word. One brilliant thing, I've been criticizing the PSA group for lack of data points for me as an EV driver several times now. This one has percentage. It shows battery percentage. We're now at 77%. An indicated 214 kilometers range, and as we know, the round trip is about 115 kilometers. It is 14 degrees outside. It's a beautiful sunny day, and the car is brand new. It's just done 208 kilometers on the odometer, so it's basically barely taking the wraps of it. Speaking of wrap, this color, it's fabulous. I mean, you won't lose this in a car park. Not a chance. Unless that car park happens to be with green Lambos and old 70s Porsche 911s. But, you know, no, that won't happen either. Been on the road now for, well, been on the road for well over a few hours already previously before I left on the trip now. So I can say it's a decent place to sit. I mean, seats are very good, steering wheel falls good in hand, and all of that, and the buttons on it are logically placed, and they're the rubberized, the volume button, and also the speed on the cruise control, so they're very, very tactile and easy to use. Of course, you have an engine start button here, which you have to push, and you hold it for a second before the whole thing starts up, which is a little bit frustrating. And also I've set a little bit too high because the windscreen is rather narrow, so it feels like you have spectacles on it. That's a little bit too narrow, too in your face, because the A pillars are very thick, and also the rearview mirrors in the middle of my view. So if I'm to look around, I have to sort of bend down and look between everything, and it's a little bit yeah, not entirely optimal, at least not for me. But I let a friend of mine test it, and he said it's a bit like when you put this thing in drive and stuff, it's not, because the gear selector here is it's a mix of physical buttons and a switch, and it's not in any way logical that park, for instance, is a button and not part of the switch, so you keep pushing it forward and putting it in park, but that doesn't happen because park is a button, which is completely illogical, and doesn't make any sense unless you know it. Because once you get used to it, you get used to it. It's just, yeah. But it's a good place to be. Now it's 70% and 180 kilometers, so I think maybe we have to stop and charge somewhere, but there's plenty of chargers going around, so that's not a problem. Now we're at 60% and have an indicated 146 kilometers left. I must say the car is, I get more and more impressed by parts of it as a drive, because it's very comfortable, it's relatively quiet as well. And I like the ride of it is on the open road like this. It rolls a little bit, but not too much really. It can be hustled around quite nicely. It's not a sports car though, not at all. In any way. I've noticed a weakness of the lane keep assist. It just keeps cutting in and out, and it doesn't tell you when it cuts out. So suddenly the car just veers straight off. It goes to drive off the road because the car doesn't tell you that the lane keep assist have stopped assisting, and you don't necessarily notice unless you sit and look at the green icon all the time. And you shouldn't do that. You should look at the road. As you can see, it does and the placement of the backup cameras, and also the button for opening the trunk is completely useless. It's placed way down low, below the fender, the rear fender, and it's just going to be full of mud and shit. If it's raining or in the winter, it's going to be disastrous. It's truly terrible design. 182 watt-hours per kilometer. That's, well, it's not that bad. Actually, it's better. It's not optimal, but it's not that bad either. That's not too bad. 193 watt-hours. Mixed driving, considering the car's shape and all of that jazz. No, it's not that bad. I mean, I can live with that. So yeah, well, yeah, I turned the lane assist off. It's trying to kill me more often than not, so just that's useless. With 21% now, we have 28 kilometers left, just for fell below 30. And we have over 30 kilometers to go home. We have an average consumption of 20.2 watt-hours per kilometer. So I don't think we're gonna get home. I think we have to stop at Sule probably to charge. Maybe. Actually, because of the percentage on the display there, I would buy this over the Peugeot. I don't know if the Peugeot has got that, if this is just software, or if it's a way to differentiate between the brands. But if that's your differentiator, to show the percentage or not, that's a very stupid way to do it. So there you have it then. 30%, 16 kilometers left. I can drive it down to zero, but I can't really be bothered. There's no reason to do so. So just let's throw a little bit of energy in the battery, get home and get it on the Delta charger so we can get some readouts. I know I could use the Ionity network, but I don't want to go broke. So there you have it. We've used about 50% of the battery, roughly. That give you 25, maybe 250 to 300 kilometers fully charged on mixed driving. Yeah, that's not that bad after all. I charged this thing for 10 minutes and then drove back here, so I could have gotten back here with 3% if I wanted to. Now we're charging. You can't see the screen. 98 kilowatt. We're already at 16%. So yeah, this is nice. This is looking very nice. So to sum up then the car, yeah, you know, it is a nice place to be. Sure, you have some pieces of it that isn't all that good, and the system integration could have been better. Yeah, you know. But the sound system is good. The screen is, you get all your things here. You have your buttons, your climate control. This is moving back and forth, and then this is a button, and that's not intuitive. Thanks to Mobile Sarpsborg for lending me the car. It's a great looking car. It's cool. I like the instrumentation. It's comfortable, quiet. It's decent enough to drive. It's a car, really. So if you want a car, then I can recommend this. It's not the biggest, it's not the fastest, it's not the most technically advanced, but it's decent enough. So thanks for watching, take care out there, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.